Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day so far. So today I am testing out Profusion for the first time, specifically the delightful Dahlia palette. This is a 5-pan palette. That shade in the middle is the most intense turquoise glitter that I have ever set my hands on, and I have it all over my eyelids. So if you want to see the swatches and you want to see how I created this look and my final thoughts, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I have literally just received these in the post and run upstairs and brushed my hair and turned on the camera because I instantly have to put these on my eyeballs. So I'm going to swatch all of these eyeshadow palettes, then I'm going to do my eyes, then I'm going to do the rest of my face and like finish everything off. So I'm going to start with the swatches. Okay, so I wanted the delightful Dahlia eyeshadow palette from Profusion Cosmetics. I have seen Tati talk about Profusion and I have seen Jen Phelps talk about Profusion so many times on their channels, and it's not a brand that I'd ever heard of before they had mentioned it. And as soon as I saw these shadows, specifically the glitters, obviously because I'm a magpie, I had to have them, and they have them on Amazon. So this is the delightful Dahlia palette. This is the one that I ordered, and then for some reason I received the romantic rose palette, and don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, but I wanted like the purples. That was the one that I had like decided on. These are only $3.99. They're not really expensive. They are super affordable eyeshadow palettes, and I just have two now and I only wanted the one, but that doesn't matter. So the delightful Dahlia palette looks a little bit like this on the inside. So this shade here is a shimmer. It is like a glittery, subtle shimmer shade. This one is matte, this one is matte, and this one is matte. But this one in the middle is like a pure glitter, just a straight up turquoise glitter, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited by it. And the romantic rose one, I will just show you that quickly as well, because I will swatch that too. I have already swatched this one, so the shades do look a little bit messy, but again there are three mattes. So this one, and this one are matte. This one is a subtle shimmer, and then this one is the chunky glitter. So I will swatch both of these. I have already swatched the rose one because I couldn't resist, and then this one I've literally 5 minutes ago received in the post. So I'm going to start with this one. So this is the delightful Dahlia palette swatched. This is Spring, which is almost like an eyeshadow topper. I'm trying to like angle my hand so that you can see that reflecting in the light. It is really pretty. It's very subtle, and that would go over the top of literally any shade. I don't feel like it leans too like blue or purple or anything. It's just a subtle shimmer that I feel would go over anything. Then we've got Rainfall, which I almost feel is like a cornflower blue. Is that the sort of shade that you would consider a cornflower blue? Very, very pretty, very pastel. Then we've got Dahlia, which obviously is the whole reason that I bought this palette. I mean, if that's not me in an eyeshadow palette, in an eyeshadow shade, sorry, then I don't know what is. That is like lilac and turquoise and blue and all of my favourite colours. That is incredible, absolutely beautiful, so chunky and reflective. Then we have Bloom, which is just a true purple, not too dark. I feel like that would be a really pretty one to just wear all over the lid on its own. It's a really wearable purple, I feel. And then we've got True, which is a beautiful blue, really intensely pigmented. That was only one swipe of that blue shade. So pigmented. I will just say that these two other mattes I did have to layer up slightly, but this shade, True, that is just one swipe. So pigmented, so intense. I will quickly just swatch in real time the shimmer out of the Romantic Rose. So just this glittery shade out of the middle of this one, because these are like the most incredible glitters that I have ever seen. That is like pink, but it also has every single colour of the rainbow, literally every colour of the rainbow. It's so pretty. One swipe and you get that level of reflection. I am so impressed. For $3.99, I am so impressed. So I'm going to start by just doing like my concealer across my lid and my brows, because I can't do like any sort of eyeshadow without my brows on. It just doesn't end well. I just feel like I can't sort of gauge how much space I've got without having my brows on. Does anybody else feel like that? Anyway, let's do concealer. This is the Lasting Perfection Hydrating Concealer from Collection. I do want to go quite glam today. It's already quite late. It's already like 20 to 6 in the evening. So if the lighting is a bit off, then that is why. It does look very grey outside, so I've tried to like overcompensate by putting my lights on the warmest. So if the lighting looks a bit crazy, I do apologise. So that's the concealer on, and for brows, I actually have a new brow pencil. This is from Body Collection England. I got this from Wilko, and this is just a microfine eyebrow definer pencil, but look how tiny the nib of this is, please. Like so tiny. You can do teeny tiny little individual brow hairs. I'm also going to go in with the Eyebrow, so I'll be right back when I've got some brows on. So that is the strong brow on. I do like that brow pencil. I just feel like the colour is maybe a little bit warm. I don't know, let me know what you think. I'm going to start the eyes by just putting a little bit of the bronzer that I'm going to use on the face. I'm going to just put a little bit of that through the crease, just so there's a little bit of warmth there for the blues to blend into. So I'm just dipping in with a fluffy brush, and I'm going to roughly blend, use your words, roughly blend over, like above the crease. And I think I'm going to do something quite winged out, of course, because when do I not? So I think what I'm going to do is put bloom sort of all over the lid, up to the crease, and maybe smoke it out quite a bit and have that like above the crease as well, so you can really see that purple colour quite a lot. And then put Dahlia sort of all over the lid, and then once I've done the rest of the face, I will decide what I want to do like under the eyes, if I want the purple or if I maybe want like the dark blue, and then I'll definitely use that shimmery lighter shade on the inner corner, because we all know I like a nice bright inner corner moment. So I will take a smaller brush, something a little bit like this, and I will dip into that bloom shade, and I will start. Where do I want to start? Start here. So this is just that bloom shade, mostly just tapped on the outer corner and then blended through the crease. That was so easy to blend. The tiniest little bit went a really long way. It was very pigmented. I am so impressed with the sort of blendability and usability of just that one shade. Obviously I've only used one shade so far, so I'm going to go in with that big fluffy brush that I used with the bronzer. I'm going to dip into Rainfall just right on the end, and I want to sort of blend that in so that it's more purple on the outer corner and more blue sort of on the inner corner, just so that there's a little bit of a blend. So that has blended together beautifully. The colour choice potentially does look a little bit like a bruise. We're going to go with it. We are going to go with it. Right, I'm going back in with that very small brush, back into Bloom, and I'm just going to build that purple up on the outer corner, and then I'm going to go in with that glitter. So that is that built up. I am going to like clean up the outer corner, but I need to put this Dahlia shade all over my eyelids instantly. So I'm going to use my finger, just dip into there very slightly because it is intense just from the slightest little touch. And then looking down into a mirror, and I'm going to swipe and tap all over like the lid and the inner corner. Oh yeah. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Beautiful. I'm just going in with a little clean brush just to make sure the edge of that is blended out. I'm not putting any more product down. I'm just sort of trying to move the chunks of glitter around rather than deposit any more on, because that already looks incredible. I just don't want there to be any lines or anything, so I'm just making sure all of that's blended. And actually, considering the intensity of that glitter, I don't feel like I have too much fallout. I love those colours together though. I'm going to go in with an even smaller flat brush into that spring shade, that white shade, and I'm going to really try and build that up on the inner corner because I feel like this is looking quite dark and I just want something a bit brighter right in there. Yes, that shade is like a duochrome, like white but also lilac but also blue. That is so pretty, and that's blending out lovely. So I'm going to go in with a bit of micellar water on a cotton pad and just make sure there isn't any fallout. And then once I've done that, I'm just tapping over with a clean finger just to soften that line a little, so I don't want it to be too intense, but obviously once we've got the rest of everything else on, I can go back in. So for the rest of the face, I'm going in with the Collection Lasting Perfection Putty Primer, and this will just smooth everything out, just make it super flawless. Obviously I don't need this to last all day, it is already like tea time. This is just me playing, but we may as well go the whole hog, right? For foundation, I'm going in with the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate foundation in F4. Now I normally pump that on the back of my hand, but there's all those swatches there. So on the wrist it is, and I'm going to bounce this in with a fresh beauty blender. What a treat. And this foundation is like so much coverage, so much coverage, but I mean, with the amount of glitter that we've got on the eyeballs, I really feel like I need that sort of coverage on the face just to balance it out, you know. So I'm going back in with the same concealer, the Collection Hydrating Concealer, and I'm just going to pop that there, also out there, and I'm going to use a brush, sorry, to blend this out so that I can be really precise with it. So I'm going to start on the outer corners and blend that upwards, and then I'll do the inner corner area. Try and make this look less like a black eye. What I've done there is I've just taken a very tightly, densely packed eyeshadow brush, and as I have been blending that out under the eye, when I've got less on the brush, I've just sort of tapped that over like the inner corner, like in between the eyebrow and the top of the nose, to take away a bit of that blue that's in there, and I feel like that looks better. I feel like that has just taken away that sort of bruise look, and I'm going to just layer a little bit more concealer right there just to get rid of that last little bit of blue, just the blue tone that's in my skin, the blue under there. For bronzer, I'm going in with the XX Revolution Cream Bronzer in Inspire. I wanted something really warm to really like counteract the coolness of the like eyes and everything, and honestly this is just my favourite cream bronzer for this time of year. It's just It's just beautiful. I'm going to set everything down slightly with the Revolution Pro Hydra Matte powder. Just a little bit, don't want to be too matte, like using a hydrating foundation, but just feel a little bit shiny. So I haven't actually brought a blush over because I wanted to see how all of this looks by the end. So I'm going to finish up under the eyes. I think I maybe want to do that Rainfall shade all along the under eye. This one, I feel like that blue, if I put that sort of more out here, I feel like that will balance with the more bluey turquoisey on the inner corner. I can only try. So taking a really small like pencil brush, stabbing into that. I will also blend it in with that purple on the outer corner. Definitely feel like I'm going to be in need of some sort of wing. I love those shades. That brush is shedding all over my face. Ugh. So I'm going to go in with a black liquid liner. This is the Revlon ColorStay Sharp line, and I'm going to do quite a dramatic wing. I'm going to have to hold my breath whilst I do this. Okay, so that is absolutely not my greatest work, but it will also absolutely do. And I think I've decided on a blush. I think I want something quite bright, so obviously bright blush, it's got to be the Flower Beauty Flower Pots in Wildrose, my favourite blush. I'm just going to tap that over the cheeks. And then, as I always do with the same brush, I'm going to go back in with that bronzer shade that we already used on the eyes. Not that you can even see it anymore, but I know that it's there. So this is the e.l.f. Contour Palette in light medium. I'm just going in with that most bronzery shade, and I'm going to pop that underneath that blusher and further back. And then I'm also just gonna bronze up the rest of the face. Yes, very happy with that. So, need eyelashes. Obviously, for this sort of look, we've got a lot going on. I want big, bad lashes. It's got to be the e.l.f. Big Mood. I only have a few more uses out of this, I think. It's, you know, and it gets a bit thick and a bit like hard to actually comb through your lashes. That's how this one is now, so I'm definitely going to have to pick up another one. Oh no, I already have a replacement. I need to get through this one first though. So that is the mascara on. I also put some nude eyeliner in the waterline and refilled in the front of my brows, because obviously when I do those first I can't do the foundation around because I'm a child. Now I need lipstick, and I want something quite nude. So do I want L'Oreal Color Riche Matte in Mocha Chic? Potentially. Or do I want Revolution Pro in Stripped? I think Stripped with a bit of lip liner, but let's put the lipstick on first. So that's just the lipstick. I will put a little bit of my lip liner on, if I can find it. Here it is. The Rimmel Rose Addiction, of course. The lip liner that goes with everything. Well, goes with everything for me anyway. You might disagree. Yeah, I think I'm done. There is no way that I'm matching all of this area to my face, so if I do that, then you can't really tell. Let me know what you think of this look. I am truly obsessed with this glitter. Like, this sort of turquoisey shade is already my favourite colour. Give it to me in glitter and you know that I am here for it. I am a magpie. So let me know if there's any other like Profusion palettes that I have to get my hands on. Also let me know if you want to see a whole look using the Romantic Rose one. Obviously I did swatch that shade, which I am just truly obsessed with, but I haven't used any of the others. This could potentially be a very beautiful autumnal look with the more deeper shades. Let me know, is that something that you would want to see for Everyday October. If you didn't know, I am posting a new video every single day in October. I must be absolutely crazy. It is more than double the amount of videos that I would normally post in a month, so if you want to come along for the ride, I would be more than happy to have you. You can click the subscribe button down below so that you'll get notified every time I post a new video. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye!